Greetings everyone, Dr. Taylor Temnick here, and in today's balance session, we are going to be focusing on yoga. We know in multiple studies that yoga has demonstrated positive effects on cellular aging, mobility, balance, mental acuity and focus, as well as prevention of cognitive decline and overall improvements in mental health, all areas of concern for our growing seniors. We also know that practicing yoga in its different forms allows for more functional independence of the body. In one study, they looked at 350,000 seniors ages 60 and over and found that the average senior spends 9.5 hours a day in sedentary activities. This is a major risk of premature aging and death. So when we're looking at yoga, we want to incorporate the benefits of this practice. So in today's session, we're going to specifically focus on balancing activities and lower extremity strength, a running theme in what we've seen throughout these sessions. So in today's session, we're going to break down the tree pose, our warrior series, and we'll also look at the Highland and Crescent Pose. So let's begin. When you're using any type of yoga class, you don't need a lot of equipment. You don't even need a mat. You can always have a chair for support if that feels good to you. Now the first one is tree pose. And every time I teach tree pose, I always start with the fundamentals. So we'll begin balancing on our left leg. You'll take the right ankle or heel and place it on the left ankle. From here, I can either put one finger on the chair or I can stand comfortably. I'm going to lengthen the spine, draw the belly button in, and then I'm going to hold the pose here. If this feels easy and it's not difficult for you to do, we can advance this by placing the bottom of the right foot on the left calf on the inside of the leg. My right knee is turned outward, and again, I've got the chair beside me if I need it. Otherwise, I can work towards increasing the range of motion of my arms, and that would also give me a bigger balance challenge. Again, my spine is always long, my belly button's drawn in, and I'm always keeping my eye on the focal point. The other way to do that on the other side, again, balancing on my right foot, taking the left heel, placing it on the right ankle, working on my balance. And if this feels comfortable, you can just work at different arm positions, or you can use the chair for support. Again, advancing this to placing the foot below the knee on the calf, and then working through different poses here. You want to focus on breathing, not as much for time. So what I always recommend is a 4-second inhale with a 6-second exhale. That always gives you about 10 seconds. And you want to shoot for 3 to 6 breaths, giving you 30 to 60 seconds in a pose. The next one we'll work on is called Crescent Pose or High Lunge. So from this, again, I'll show you from this angle and then I'll show you from beside the chair. You never have to be on the ground to do yoga. So from a standing position, I'm going to gently walk that foot back to where I feel comfortable, and I'm going to get to a place where I feel nice and secure. I'm going to keep that back foot flat on the ground. Then I'm going to bring my forward knee into a bent position, again stacking the knee over the ankle. To increase my balance challenge, I'm going to bring the arms out in front. And again, I'm keeping my gaze forward at my focal point. So as I'm holding this pose, I'm lengthening the spine and drawing the belly button in. What that looks like with the chair is I would simply step the foot forward and imagine being in a V stance where the feet are stacked. You've got one foot under the left shoulder and one foot under the right shoulder, width apart. Then I'll lean forward, bending that front knee. And again, coming here. If I need to, I'll keep one hand on the chair and challenge my balance with the other hand. Again, focusing my gaze forward. And then I'll switch. I'll come out of that position, step back, and come back into that position. Using the chair if I need it, or taking on the extra challenge. Again, breathing 4-second inhales and 6-second exhales. Pressing forward to come out of that pose. The last one we'll talk about is our warrior series. The reason I like warrior is because it not only develops my lower strength, but it also gives me a balance on the third pose. So what that looks like is, again, I'll start in that same lunge position. So I'll take that back foot, but this time, instead of my deep position being straight forward, I'm going to take my back leg and I'm going to point it to either 2 o'clock or about 10 o'clock. So you'll turn that back foot out at an angle, depending on which leg it is. And then what you'll do is you'll bring that front knee forward. Again, knee is stacked directly over the ankle, and I'll come up forward. This pose is called Warrior 1. Again, very similar to that high lunge. I'll hold here for a couple of series of breaths, and then transition back down. I'll show you the rest of these from here, and then I'll also do it beside the chair. So the next pose, again, I'm stepping back, but this time, I'm going to take my back foot and I'm going to open it to either 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Again, depending on the leg. When I look down, I want to make sure that my front heel is directly in the middle of my back arch. And again, you'll play with how much range of motion that you have and if you need a bigger stance or a smaller stance. Again, it's all based on what you feel comfortable with. My back leg is going to stay straight as I bend that front knee forward. And again, I'm trying to keep that knee in line with the ankle. From here, I'm going to float the arms up, out to the sides. My chest is facing the same direction of my back foot. Then I'll turn my head and look out over my front middle finger. Here, I'm creating a challenge because my body is oriented differently than the way my face and my eyes are looking at. Working on the visual aspect of balance. Again, focusing on my focal point, holding for a series of breaths, and then completing the pose, lowering the arms, and pressing the back foot forward. The last one, which is the most challenging and can be intimidating, is Warrior 3. So from this position, again, I'll use the same leg as the example. I'll step back, but from here, I'm going to bring my arms up, and then I'm going to work into a tripod position. So I bring that balance into my front foot and on my back toes. And what I want to aim to do is tip my body like a pendulum forward. So my legs and my back hip, my back leg are all going to work together. Again, I'm keeping that focal point. So the arms are in line directly with my hips and my lower leg. And I'm keeping the gaze either forward or down to the ground. Now, most folks get a little uncomfortable with that one. So you don't have to go as deep into it. Again, you can start here and you can just slightly come off the ground. Again, the arms and the legs are in a nice, even, straight line. Okay? From the chair, what we'll have that look like is, again, Warrior 1. Foot comes forward, I step back. My back foot goes out at a 45-degree angle. I've got the chair beside me, bend that front knee, and again, arm comes up. The chair is available if I need it, so I can always keep my hand there. Again, as we go to Warrior 2, I'm going to step directly back, but I'm going to turn my back foot out at an angle, so it looks like an L shape. From here, I'm going to bend that front knee, and again, hands come out over to the side. If I need to, I can always put one hand out on the chair to support you. Hold here, and then bring yourself back out. Warrior 3, from this position, I like to do a couple different ways. The first way is using the chair for support. I'm going to balance on that front leg and place that back foot behind me. Then I'm going to hinge forward, and notice I've got my hands bracing against the chair, my back leg strong. If I want to increase that challenge, I can raise either the same side arm, or to work opposition and core strength, I can raise the opposite arm. Again, I've got support on the chair, and I'm holding my muscle strong, and then I come back up. And I can do that either side. Again, opposite arm, opposite leg is going to improve my core strength, but that's how we can do it. You can additionally come from the side and work on increasing that balance just by using the chair beside you, one arm, one leg, and then coming back. You can use the chair or the counter, whatever's more accessible to you. Hopefully these are some new yoga poses that you've been exposed to, and if not, they're just a nice refresher and reminder on ones that you already know. I hope you're able to incorporate this into your balance routine, and I look forward to seeing you at the next session. Have a wonderful day.